everyone, welcome to GemChem. Now today's video is on acids and bases part 4 video, and here we are going to deal with hydroxy acids. Now before starting, already 3 videos are uploaded in channel, you can watch it. I will give the link in the description box as well as the I button present above this video. And if you are new to GemChem, do not forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for regular updates. Now let us start. Now what is hydroxy acids? Those acids which can be formulated as EOH whole N, where E is a central atom and OH is present in N numbers. Example is boric acid and silicic acid. So let us draw the structure. More specifically, let us draw the formula. So for boric acid it is B, which is the central one, E atom, and OH present is 3 in number. Whereas for silicic acid it is silicon with OH present in 4 number. Now we have to know that this boric acid is weak acid both in crystalline phase as well as in aqueous phase, and we will also deal with the acidity of boric acid in presence of vicinal diols. This is the only part present in hydroxy acids. So if you see here, if we deal with the crystalline phase, there is an unsymmetric hydrogen bonding which is intermolecular in nature. Thus, if some hydrogen bonding is present, so it will be held tightly among the two acids, and thus their removal is very difficult and we will require greater amount of energy, and this accounts for the weaker acidity. So if we try to draw the structure, it will look like this: boron, oxygen, hydrogen, again here oxygen, hydrogen, here also oxygen, hydrogen. If we consider another boron, boric acid moiety, then boron here, we have oxygen here, hydrogen here, again here also oxygen, hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen. Similarly another one, boron, oxygen, hydrogen, here oxygen, hydrogen, and also here oxygen, hydrogen, and this continues. Now the hydrogen bonding takes place between these oxygen and hydrogens, and thus we can see that these hydrogens and oxygens are held very tightly and we are unable to get any kind of removal of proton easily. So there is weaker acidity. It is weak acid in crystalline phase. Now if we try to go in the aqueous phase, then we can say that in aqueous phase this boric acid reacts with water in aqueous medium via nucleophilic attack of water at boron center, and this accounts for the activation of the water molecule. Thereby the removal of proton basically takes place from the water molecule rather than boric acid. Since removal of H plus is from water, it is also not favored. Thus the H plus removal from this activated H2O will also be extremely non-favorable, and this accounts for the weaker acidity of boric acid in solution. So we will see the reaction. Here is our boric acid B, OH whole 3 plus water, and it reacts to form BOH whole 4, and here we are requiring removal of proton from water, which is also difficult, right? So this is very weak acid. Here we have OH, OH, another OH, and we have water molecule with lone pairs, and here the attack takes place. What we get is like this: boron, OH, H. Since O is bonding with 3 atoms, so it will have a positive charge over it, and boron is bonding with 4 atoms, so it will have a negative charge on it. So OH, OH and OH, and this will further lose a proton like this to produce B minus OH, OH, OH and another OH and a proton. This is the method to get the proton. But you have to understand that if you see here, this losing up of proton from here is also difficult, and if we try to get rid of a proton from this in aqueous phase, that is also difficult. So in all total, removal of proton becomes very difficult in boric acid. Now we will see the acidity of boric acid in presence of vicinal diols like glycerol. So if you see here, what do we mean by vicinal diols? Now vicinal diols refers to basically any compound having two OH groups in the adjacent carbons. Suppose we take this one, that is, here is a carbon, here is a CH3, CH3 and a OH present here. Here also there is a carbon, OH present here and CH3, and here also CH3. And if we try to react it with B minus OH, this compound is being produced in aqueous medium. So we are reacting it with this one. Another molecule of diol, vicinal diol, is taken, and you have to remember that this is glycerol. This particular diol is known as glycerol. Here we are taking OH, also here OH, and here we are having the same structure this side also. What happens is there is removal of water. So from here H is being removed and from here OH is being removed. Similarly from here H is being removed and OH is being removed. In this side also we will see same thing, and ultimately what we get is a stable borate chelate complex. Now see here, this will look like this: boron having a negative charge bonded to oxygen, oxygen, oxygen and oxygen, and this will look like somewhat this. And this is stable in nature, plus 4 molecules of water is being produced. So in this reaction, the reaction occurs by proceeding with an increase in number of particles. What is that? If you see here, there were 3 particles, 1, 2 and 3. But when we obtain the product, there is 1 and 4, that is 5 species. So when the number of particles increase in a reaction, there is an increase in entropy. And what is entropy is already been explained in thermodynamics video. You can watch it. I will give the link in the description box as well as the I button present above this video. And if in a process entropy is increased, then it is thermodynamically favorable process leading to the formation of stable borate chelate. Thus, more of this particular thing, that is BOH whole 4 minus, will be used up, thereby driving the equilibrium of reaction towards the right hand side and hence increase in H plus concentration ions. Thus, we will see an increase in the acid strength and increase in acidity of boric acid. Previously, we have seen in crystalline phase and in aqueous phase there was very weak acidity. But when we add glycerol, there is enhancement of acidity, as a result of which proton's concentration increases and we get a good amount of acidity in boric acid. So this was the topic on hydroxy acids. So this much for today. Hope it was helpful. In the next video, we will learn about oxoacids. So do not forget to like, share, subscribe and comment.